Okay people, here I am again, Edwin Learned, and this is going to be, I guess you could say, my 8th installment for rising signs. This is going to be about Scorpio rising. Scorpio rising, let me start off with the appearance, of course, as usual. Scorpio rising can vary in build. There's some that are kind of a stocky frame, and there's also some that are of the more slender, lanky build but wiry, but most generally would have kind of a squarish or rectangular build to the body, given that this is a fixed rising sign. Now Scorpio, as far as stature and height, that can vary as well. You could find some very short, stocky Scorpios, and then there's some very tall, slender Scorpio rising people as well. As far as facial appearance, Scorpio rising can often have very small eyes. Some of them can have very large eyes as well, and features can be appear somewhat pliable, almost like on a mask. Scorpio in complexion, it could either be very fair and light tone complexion, or can be very swarthy and dusky in terms of their complexion. Often very square, broad shoulders, and a strong build, even if slender, for Scorpio rising people. The head generally can be either kind of a roundish or oval, or often very square-like with a cubical forehead, and the head is often, or at least appears to be flat, kind of at the top. For many Scorpio rising people, nose tends to be straight, aquiline, and the trunk is generally longer than the limbs. And as far as personality with someone with Scorpio rising, Scorpio rising can is obviously, being a fixed sign, can be very strong, charismatic, magnetic. They could unwittingly or inadvertently nearly literally bowl people over without realizing it, because they come on as a very dominant personality and very strong, especially upon first impression. Scorpio rising people can have also a very piercing, penetrating gaze, and it could really be difficult to actually stare a Scorpio rising person down. They make staunch and steadfast allies, but at the same time could be a formidable foe and or implacable enemy, because with Scorpio rising you can get the best and worst of both worlds. You don't want to necessarily scorn somebody with a Scorpio rising as opposed to pretty much all the other rising signs. They Scorpio rising often, in terms of fighting back against a foe, can often resort to biting sarcasm as opposed to physical retaliation. Scorpio rising is, pretty much, I'm reiterating, they can be vindictive if you really cross them. They really can be the master at finding the perfect way of getting even. They possess a very good mechanical skill and are very industrious and hardworking, have very good constitution and strong powers of endurance and stamina, much like Taurus rising. Scorpio can be manipulative if maybe provoked to do so. So that goes along in lines with the talk about the revenge thing connected with Scorpio rising. Also very quick-witted, similar to Gemini, quick in speech. Scorpio rising is, like the other fixed signs, can be a bulldozer of strength, and I don't want to sound cliche-ish, but could basically, the type could mind the storm during a typhoon. As far as career vocations for Scorpio rising people, virtually anything like mechanical, they generally have very solid mechanical ability and have an aptitude for that. Could be anything to computer repair, car mechanic, maybe some kind of engineering, airline, mechanic, something that's connected with fixing things, you know. And also, you know, the occult can attract Scorpio rising people, as it is the most occult of all the 12 zodiac signs. You know, something connected with astrology or medium or just occult matters in general. I had a friend I went to school with. He was a Cancer and had Scorpio rising, and I thought, you know, it was kind of funny. I mean, he took his occult, you know, learning to a little different, you know, unorthodox level. I can remember him walking around one time, and he had a Ouija board with him, and he had it like kind of connected and strapped to his back, and you could see the actual facing of the Ouija board facing you. And I thought, you know, that was really that was something that I thought was you know, was kind of comical, but still was connected with Scorpio nonetheless. Also, Scorpio, similar to Leo, can also be very good actors, as they possess very good dramatic ability. That is one endeavor that, you know, a number of Scorpio rising people have excelled in. Which brings me to, last but not least, I want to talk about, and just tell you a few famous Scorpio rising people. Leonard Nimoy of Star Trek fame, actor Michael Douglas, also a Scorpio rising, actress Jennifer Love Hewitt, Edgar Allan Poe, who, as we know, was famed for writing about very eerie horror stories. And one other person is Scorpio rising. I believe we have Thomas Edison. Did he have? I wonder if he may have had Scorpio rising. That I'm not sure of, but we know that Scorpio rising people do have very good intellect and insight, and they're not restricted, obviously, to the fields and vocations that I have mentioned, due to the fact that they have willpower and could really accomplish you know, many things, and really be strong in whatever field they happen to undertake. Anyway, this is Edwin Learned, and I am out of here, and the next rising sign installment will be Sagittarius rising. Talk to you later.